The Mercy Gate, or the Golden Gate, is the gate that you will see from the Mount of Olives, and it's hard to miss because it's the only gate on the eastern wall of Temple Mount and one of only two gates in the old city of Jerusalem that used to offer access into the city from the east side. But to get there now, you have to walk through the inside yard of the Dome of the Rock and in the eastern arch of the Temple Mount, or we call now Dome of the Rock, and onto the area which is also believed to be a woman's court during the Second Temple time. This gate is the most interesting gate of all in the Temple Mount. All three major monotheistic religions that believe in single God place a huge significance on the gate. Some Jews believe this is the gate through which Messiah will come in accordance of Prophet Ezekiel's prophecy. Ezekiel is a prophet in Old Testament that flourished in 6th century BC. He was a prophet priest of ancient Israel, and some Muslims believe this gate is connected in the final judgment in the end of days, while the Christian believe this is the gate through which Jesus the Messiah had already entered riding on the donkey, fulfilling the Old Testament prophecies, and will come back again during the second coming, entering this gate in the last days. The Christian believe the triumphal entry of Jesus in Jerusalem, arrival of Jesus in Jerusalem a few days before his crucifixion, happened in this gate. This event is celebrated each year by Christians on Palm Sunday, or we call it Palaspas in Tagalog. According to the Gospel, Jesus arrived in Jerusalem to celebrate Passover, or in Hebrew they call it Pesach, or sa atin is pagkain ng tinapay na walang lebadura o yeast, or pampaalsa. Jesus entered the city riding in a donkey. He was greeted by a crowd acclaiming him by singing, waving palm branches, and laying cloaks on the ground to honor him. So ito di ba yung pagpalaspas pinagdidiwang natin pagbaba ni Kristo mula sa Mount of Olives going to pagpasok sa Jerusalem. Dito rin sa Palm Sunday nagsisimula ang ating Holy Week hanggang sa Easter Sunday. The event is described in the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Why Jesus that time has to travel from Galilee to Jerusalem? Because it used to be a duty for Israelite or Jewish people to visit Jerusalem or the Temple Mount 3 times every year. So dahil si Jesus ay isang Hudyo o isa siyang Jew, kailangan niyang pumunta sa templo para sa pagse-celebrate ng Passover o tinatawag Pesach. Ito yung holiday na sineselebrate nila o ginugunita nila ang paglaya ng mga Hudyo o Israelite mula sa pagkaalipin sa mga Ehipto o sa bansang Egypt. Kaya kasama nila si Moises na tumawid sa Red Sea na nabiyak yung dagat sa gitna para makatawid sila. So there's a 3 major holiday that all the Israelites need to travel going to the temple, including the Sukkot and the Shavuot. They make pilgrimage to the Temple Mount in Jerusalem as commanded by the Torah. So Torah is a teaching of law about sa 5 books of Moses in Hebrew Bible. So ito yung Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. So after ko maipaliwanag about sa 3 holiday ng mga Israelite o mga Hudyo kung bakit sila pumupunta ng templo, balik tayo sa usapin ng about sa Palm Sunday. So according to the presiding narratives in the Synoptic Gospel of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, an ever-growing large crowd of people had been following Jesus and his 12 disciples. Some of the people had been following Jesus from Galilee. More joined in Jericho after he healed the blinds, and even more after Jesus resurrected Lazarus in Bethany, 6 days before Passover, and even more people in Mount of Olives. Jesus really descended with a large crowd while riding in a donkey. But Jesus on his way down in Mount Olives, and the crowd was singing and rejoicing for his arrival. But Jesus cries while these joyful moments when he see the beautiful view of the Jerusalem city. But what most caught his eyes without a doubt was the temple of Jerusalem, that is standing in his front, which was exactly where the Dome of the Rock is standing today. But the temple of Jerusalem is much taller than the dome today. He sees the beautiful city of the Jerusalem, but he knows what will gonna happen in here. He says that famous phrase on Lucas chapter 19 verse 41 to 44. And Jesus predicts the destruction of the temple and the whole city of Jerusalem. You can read it in Luke chapter 21 verse 5 to 38. He says this in the year 33 AD or CE, and 33 years later, in the year of 66 AD, the first or the great Jewish revolt against Romans begins, and it lasts till 70 to 73 CE, with the complete destruction of the temple of Jerusalem and the whole city. That's why the temple esplanade will be left empty, and centuries later, the Dome of the Rock will be built in the same site. And why Jesus riding on a donkey? First, the reason is to complete the prophecy of Zechariah chapter 9 verse 9. And the second reason is maybe yung mga kabayo kasi nung mga panahon na yon is wild, while the donkey is symbolize peace. When we understand the history and the importance of the Golden Gate, we will understand even better what happened on Palm Sunday. Jesus has a reason why he enters through Eastern Gate, or we call it now the Golden Gate. It's because geographical issue. The geographical connections of the Mount of Olives and Kidron Valley. This is geographically the closest gate. But most people that time who took this path didn't enter through the Golden Gate. They took the path to enter to the Southern Gate. It's called the Huldah Gate and the Triple Gate. The time that was the busy gate where many people enter, almost no one used the Golden Gate. And Jesus indeed chose to come to the Golden Gate, and the reason is to fulfill the prophecies of Prophet Ezekiel. How do we know that Jesus is really enter through this gate or through the Golden Gate? Because the Bible tells us so. The Bible tells us he makes the triumphal entry and he goes directly into the temple. There are also another reason why this Golden Gate or Eastern Gate is important in the biblical history. Through this gate, the scapegoat ritual during Yom Kippur in Judaism involves a goat and red heifer, the reddish brown cow, as the sacrifice to purify all the people's sin. 2 animals was sacrificed. One animal is to burn and sacrifice to the Lord, and the other animal, the scapegoat, was burned. with the sins of Israelites and the ashes of the scapegoat. Once a year were brought through here in the Golden Gate or Eastern Gate to release in the wilderness. The high priest from inside the temple took it out through this gate and took it to the desert, where it was often thrown down a cliff, symbolizing the removal of the sins. That method is also called azazel. Now we understand what's the importance of this gate from biblical time. Now let's talk about why it is closed and who closed it. So, the Golden Gate was originally closed in the year 810 by the Muslims, when the Crusaders, who are Christians, conquered Jerusalem. In the year 1102, they reopened the gate. But shortly after, the Muslim reconquered the Jerusalem in 1187, and Saladin himself sealed the gate and remained closed for a few more centuries, until Ottoman Sultan Sulaiman the Magnificent undertakes the major reconstruction of the walls and gates in the year 1517 or 1520. He also rebuilds the part of the gate that was destroyed and keep it open, but for a short time. But after he changed his mind, then decided to close the gate in 1541. But Sultan Sulaiman the Magnificent and other Muslim leaders who sealed this gate did not know that by closing this gate, they will fulfilling the part of the biblical prophecy. Many believe that's why they sealed this gate, was they knew the biblical prophecies that speaks the Messiah's entrance to this place, that speaks the entrance and exit of the divine prince, and also the place where prophets will pass. Also, maybe that's the reason this cemetery would probably built, because according to the Judaism Jews, priests could not enter in the cemeteries, otherwise they will become impure. So priests from the people in Israel cannot pass here in cemetery, go directly in the temple. So some believe that building the cemetery is preventing the entrance. But Prophet Ezekiel wrote this prophecy 2,600 years ago, long before the birth of Jesus, long before the Muslim arrived. And when the gate was still open, he wrote that in the future it will be closed, and one day it will reopen in the right time. The construction date of the present-day Golden Gate is unknown, as Muslim authorities forbid archaeological work at the Temple Mount. Because the gate was destroyed and built throughout history, so not everything we see here is original. And floor in the biblical times is lower, but at that time there was a large staircase that went up to the gate, so the steps went up here, and there is another staircase inside, continue upward. And also when they closed this gate, they use it as a watchtower. The eastern wall, now visible, was built in at least 4 stages during the reign of King Hezekiah, the 13th king of Kingdom of Judah. According to the Hebrew Bible, during the time of Zerubbabel, governor of the Achaemenid Empire, also known as Persian Empire, in Hasmonean period, and famously in the Herodian period. The first century historian Josephus mentions an eastern gate in his Antiquities of the Jew. It is a 20-volume historiographical work that he wrote, written in Greek, in the 13th year of the reign of Roman Emperor Domitian, which was 94 CE. And make note of the fact that this gate was considered within the far northeastern extremity of the inner sacred court. The Mishnah mentions a former causeway which led out of the Temple Mount eastward over the Kidron Valley, extending as far as the Mount of Olives. Rabbi Eliezer dissenting says it's not a causeway but rather marble pillar over which cedar boards had been laid, used by the high priest and his entourage. This gate, known as Sushan Gate, was not used by the masses to enter the Temple Mount but reserved only for the high priest and all those that aided him when taking out the red heifer or the scapegoat on Yom Kippur. The importance and significance of this Golden Gate is not only written in the New and Old Testament of the Bible. Even the first century historian Josephus mentioned it in his book. Thank you for listening, and God bless us all. And I'm so sorry for my boring voice.